Okay, are you back? ¿Estás de regreso? ¿Estás de vuelta? ¿Estás aquí? Are you here? Are you there? ¿Estás ahí? Are you there? Are you there? I'm here. Are you there? Okay, camera number 1. All right. All right. Okay. What's the weather like? What's the weather like in Bombay now? Phew, it's hot and humid. What's the weather like in Shanghai? No decimos Shanghai, decimos Shanghai. What's the weather like in Shanghai today? It's clear, the sky is clear, it's not cloudy, and the sun is shining, and it's 26 degrees centigrade or Celsius. It's 26 degrees. And what's the weather like in Barcelona today? It's hot and humid. It's 33 degrees and the humidity is 92%. It's hot and humid, but the sky is clear and the sun is shining. And what's the weather like in Vigo, con V? In Vigo today? Figo, el futbolista Figo? No, Vigo. Vigo, con V, Vigo. Vigo. What's the weather like in Vigo today? Well, it's cloudy, and it's humid. The temperature is 24 degrees, and it's raining. It's raining. And what's the weather like? What's the weather like in the Patagonia now? It's cloudy, cold, and snowing. It's snowing. Okay. It's raining, it's snowing. It's raining, it's snowing. Okay, to snow. It rains in Spain, in the north. It rains in the center, but less. It rains in Belgium almost every day. It rains in the Amazon forest every day. It rains. It snows in Canada every winter. It doesn't snow in Madrid every winter. It doesn't snow in Malaga every winter either. It snows every winter in Sweden. It rains every day in the Congo, but it doesn't rain every day in Spain. What? In Spain? No, every day no. It rains often in Texas, but it doesn't rain often in the Sahara Desert. It rains often in Brazil, but it doesn't rain often in the Gobi Desert. It snows often in Finland, but it doesn't snow often in Andalusia. It's humid in London, but it's not humid in Madrid. It's dry in Los Angeles, California, but it's not dry in Oviedo. It's humid in Oviedo. It rains often in Oviedo, but it doesn't rain often in San Diego, California. It never rains in California. What's the weather like today? What's the weather like? It's hot. It's cold. It's warm. It's cool. Hot, caluroso. Es que hace calor. Se dice en inglés es caluroso. Cuando empecé a aprender español no podía creérmelo, que se usaba el verbo hacer con el tiempo. Hace calor, hace frío. Y yo decía, ¿por qué hace? Como si se fabricase el calor o el frío. Pero así son los idiomas. Hay que aceptarlos y asimilarlos y luego parecen de los más normal y natural. Pero el primer choque o impacto es de una cosa ilógica y curiosa. Hace frío, hace calor, hace viento. ¿Ok? Hace sol. En inglés no. It's. It is. It's hot. It's cold. It's warm. Calorcito, templado o calorcito, pero no mucho calor. It's warm. Todo el mundo quiere que sea warm. Okay? Warm incluso es cálido o caluroso en una relación humana. Una relación cálida. Warm. It's cool. Hace fresco. It's cool. Necesito un jersey. I need a sweater. It's cool. It's humid. Humedad del aire. It's wet. Eso es ya lloviendo, mojado. Wet. It's dry. It's sunny. Soleado. Hace un día soleado. Hace sol. It's sunny. 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 It's cloudy. Nuboso o nublado. Pero no tapado de nubes, ¿eh? Cloudy es cuando hay nubes dispersas en el cielo. Nuboso. Cloudy. It's a cloudy day. It's a cloudy day. It's a sunny day. It's a hot day. It's a cold day. It's a warm day. It's a cool day. It's a nice day. It's a fine day. Hace muy buen tiempo. The weather's nice. The weather's nice. The weather's fine. Yo personalmente digo the weather's nice. Cuando hace un buen día, the weather's nice. It's a nice day. It's a nice day. Yo uso nice. It's a nice day. It's a fine day. The weather is good. The weather is nice. The weather is bad. Okay? The bad weather. Do you like good weather or bad weather? In the summer, is the weather hot or is the weather cold? In the winter, what's the weather like in the winter? What's the weather like in the winter? It's usually cold, cloudy, rainy, or snowy. It rains and snows in the winter. It doesn't rain and snow. Well, it doesn't snow in the summer. And in the spring, it depends. It depends. And in the autumn or in the fall, it depends. It rains and sometimes, cerrando la boca con la M, las dos M's, sometimes it snows in the fall and sometimes it snows in the spring. It depends on where, in what countries. Okay. Enseguida vuelvo. Otro profesor ahora me sustituye durante unos minutos.
Thank you, Richard. Muchísimas gracias. Tenemos muy poco tiempo para repasar la clase anterior, así que sin más, without further ado, como decimos nosotros, without further ado, vamos con ello. Ok, vamos a repasar primero un vocabulario asociado con este o esta imagen. Esther, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Muy bien, pues esta me va a ayudar un montón y a vosotros también a hablar de esta imagen, ¿ok? La que tenemos a Lee Tong. Aquí está, Lee Tong. Ok. Is Lee Tong riding a bicycle?
Yes, he is.
He is, good. Yes, he's riding a bicycle.
Yes, he's riding a bicycle.
Muy bien. ¿Qué significa riding a bicycle, Esther? ¿Lo sabéis en casa? Riding a bicycle, to ride a bicycle es...
Montar en bicicleta.
Eso es. Y como lo está haciendo ahora mismo, empleamos el presente continuo. Continuo, incluso. Ok. He's riding a bicycle. He is, la contraímos a he's riding a bicycle. Ok, again, Esther. He's
riding a bicycle.
He's riding a bicycle. Good. Is the little boy, aquí, is the little boy riding a bicycle?
No, he isn't.
Good. No, he isn't. He isn't riding a bicycle. ¿Qué está haciendo? What's he doing?
He's sitting.
He's sitting. Good. He's sitting down. He's sitting. Y está jugando también con un cochecito. He's
playing with a car.
He's playing with a car. He's playing with a toy car. Un cochecito, un coche de juguete is a toy car. Okay? He's playing with a toy car. Is Lee Tong playing with a toy car?
No, he isn't.
No, he isn't. Good. What's he doing? He's
riding a bicycle.
Good. Is he riding a bicycle or is he riding a motorbike?
He's riding a bicycle.
He's riding a bicycle. También podemos decir, pues como vosotros en español, bici, en vez de bicicleta, nosotros decimos...
Bike.
Bike. Muy bien. Ok, he's riding a bike. De hecho, es mucho más común que bicycle. Ok, la palabra completa. He's riding a bike. Good. He's not riding a motorbike. Una moto. A motorbike. Bien. Ok. Is Lee Tong wearing a hat? Or is he wearing sunglasses?
He's wearing a hat.
Good. ¿Qué significa wearing? He's wearing.
Lleva puesto.
Lleva puesto, exactamente. He's wearing. Lleva puesto, lo expresamos en el presente continuo, ¿ok? He's wearing a hat. Lleva puesto un
sombrero.
gorro, ya, exactamente.
Sí, un
Okay.
gorro.
I'm wearing a shirt, ¿ok? You're wearing a blouse, una blusa, más o menos, ¿no?
Sí.
Bien, okay, good. Is the boy wearing a hat?
No, he isn't.
No, he isn't. Excellent. Bien, ya está. That's enough of this. Es suficiente. Vamos ahora con las partes del cuerpo, ¿ok? Y vamos a trabajarlas empleando el verbo to point, ¿ok? To point at, que significa señalar algo, ¿ok? Con el dedo. Ok, es un poquito de mala educación, pero vamos a hacer para practicarlo, ¿ok? Por ejemplo, what am I pointing at?
You are pointing at your nose.
Eso es. Te estás señalando la nariz. You're pointing at your nose. Empleando siempre el adjetivo posesivo. Decimos, estás señalando tu nariz, no la nariz, ¿ok? You're pointing at your nose. I'm pointing at my nose, ¿ok? ¿Qué estoy señalando? What am I pointing at? I'm pointing at...
You are pointing at your chin.
At my chin, la barbilla. Good, my chin. I'm pointing at my chin. Am I pointing at my chin or your chin?
You are pointing at your chin.
Good. What am I pointing at, Esther? Estoy señalando tus pies.
Los dos.
Los dos.
You are pointing at my feet.
Good. You're pointing at my feet. Am I pointing at my feet or at your feet?
At my feet.
At your feet. I'm pointing at Esther's feet. Good. Ahora, te estoy señalando el pie, ¿ok? I'm pointing at Esther's
Foot.
foot, en singular. Muy bien. I'm pointing at Esther's foot. Am I pointing at my feet or at my hand?
No, you are pointing at your hand.
I'm pointing at my hand. Am I pointing at my hand now?
No, you are pointing at your head.
So I'm not pointing at my hand. I'm pointing at my
Head.
head. Good. Am I pointing at my head now?
No, you are not pointing at your head. You are pointing at your elbow.
Elbow. Fantástico. El codo. Your elbow. Okay. Am I pointing at my elbow now? No. I'm pointing at my...
You are pointing at your chin.
Bien. Ahora en casa. Vamos a hacer un repaso rápido. What am I pointing at? I'm pointing at my chin. Entonces, tenéis que decir, you're pointing at your chin. Y ahora, you're pointing at your nose. Y ahora, you're pointing at your eyes. Y ahora, you're pointing at your head. Y ahora, you're pointing at your feet. Y ahora, you're pointing at your hand. ¿Y codo, cómo se decía? ¿Os acordáis? Venga, ayúdales, Esther.
Elbow.
Elbow. I'm pointing at my elbow. ¿Qué tenéis que decir? You're pointing at your elbow. Am I pointing at my left elbow or my right elbow?
You are pointing at your right
My
elbow.
left elbow. De izquierda.
Yes,
Eso
it's
es.
true.
Muy bien. Te he pillado. Muy bien, os dejo con Richard. Bye bye.
Okay, hello, welcome back. Do you always watch this program, or do you usually watch this program? Bueno, me lo decís en camera number 1. Okay, ask me if I usually roll up my sleeves in class. Richard, do you usually roll up your sleeves, mangas, in class? On TV, yes, because it's hot. Yes, I usually roll up my sleeves in class. Ask me if I usually come here on the weekend. Richard, do you usually, aprended esto, Do you usually, la Y, el sonido de Y, porque you empieza por Y, pero usually es por U, una U larga en inglés que suena Y. Do you usually, do you usually, do I usually, does she usually, does he usually, do they usually, do we usually, do you usually. Ask me if I usually come here on the weekend. Richard, yes? Do you usually come here on the weekend? No, I don't. Do you ever come here on the weekend? No. I never come here on the weekend. But Richard, do you usually wear a shirt in this studio? Yes, I always wear a shirt in this studio. Richard, do you usually go to the Mediterranean coast in the summer? No, I don't. I don't usually go to the Mediterranean coast during the summer. Do you ever go? Do you ever go? Well, yeah, from time to time. Maybe once every 5 years or 10 years, I go to the Mediterranean coast in the summer. Richard, yes? Do you usually get angry, te enfadas, with your students? No, I don't. Do you ever get angry with your students? Well, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Not very often. Occasionally. Richard, do you usually have problems with your eyes because of the lights in the studio? No, I don't. Do you ever have problems? ¿Que si alguna vez? Well, yeah. From time to time. Sometimes. Occasionally. I have problems with my eyes. Poco de, I don't know how you say it. A little bit of murine in my eyes. Okay? Richard, do you usually do exercise every day? Yes, I usually do exercise every day. Do you ever do exercise on the weekends? Yes, sometimes I do exercise on the weekends. Excuse me, Richard, do you ever go to the Far East on vacation? No, I never go to the Far East on vacation. Do you ever call your sister in the middle of the night? No, I never call my sister in the middle of the night. Do you ever give a class without the method? Sometimes I give a class without the method. Do you ever give a class without a pen in your hand? No. Impossible. Mi batuta? I never give a class without a pen or pencil in my hand. Ever, es como la palabra nunca, never, quitando la N. Ever, esta palabra para alguna vez. ¿Alguna vez enseñas alguna vez sin boli en la mano? Do you ever? Ever significa alguna vez en tu vida. Sí, alguna vez. ¿Alguna vez enseñas sin boli? ¿Alguna vez sin boli? Do you ever teach English without a pen in your hand? Never. Es mi seguridad. Mi boli de seguridad. I never. It gives me good luck. Me da buena suerte. It gives me good luck. I never teach a class without a pen in my hand. Richard, do you ever teach a class on television without a cup of water? Never. I never teach a class on TV without a glass of water or a cup of water. Do you ever lose your patience? ¿Perder mis pacientes? No soy médico. Paciencia. Suena igual, ¿no? Patience. Mis pacientes Han perdido su paciencia. My patients have lost their patience. Pero aquí es paciencia, ¿no? ¿Sí? Repeat the question, please. Richard, do you ever lose your patience with Maria? No, I never lose my patience. Bueno, una vez. My patience with Maria. Richard, do you ever go to the dentist on a Saturday? En un sábado. On a Saturday? No, I never go to a dentist on a Saturday. Richard, do you ever visit countries in the Far East? Extremo Oriente, Lejano Oriente. No, I never visit countries in the Far East. No tengo tiempo. It's too far. They're too far away. Those countries are too far away. No me gustan los vuelos largos. Ya yendo a Estados Unidos, 10 horas a veces es suficiente. Richard, do you usually get up early? Yes, I do. I usually get up early. Almost always. I almost always get up early. Do you usually get up early on the weekends too? Yes, I usually get up early on the weekends too. Por cierto, los británicos o los irlandeses no dicen on the weekends. Dicen at weekends or at the weekend. Okay? Con at. Elegid lo que más os guste. Okay? Yes, I usually get up early on the weekends too. Richard, do you usually go to bed before midnight? Midnight, antes de la medianoche. Before midnight. Yes, I usually go to bed before midnight. Do you ever go to bed after midnight? Yes, occasionally. Occasionally I go to bed after midnight. Captain Midnight, yeah, okay. No está mal. Ahora publicidad y luego seguimos. Ever. ¿Alguna vez? Ever. Lo vamos a ver mucho durante todo el curso. Ahora es en el presente. ¿Alguna vez te enfadas con María? Do you ever get angry with Maria? ¿Trabajas alguna vez los domingos? Do you ever work on Sundays? ¿Alguna vez vas a la playa en fin de semana? Do you ever go to the beach on the weekend? No, it's too far. I never go to the beach on the weekend. Do you ever go to the mountains on the weekend? Sometimes. I go to the mountains on the weekend, but not very often. Do you ever work on Saturday and Sunday? No, I never work on Saturday and Sunday. Do you ever? Okay. Ahora unos amigos míos profesores me siguen los pasos y luego vuelvo.
Thank you very much, Richard. My name is Alberto Alonso, your teacher, tu profe, eso es. But, more importantly, I'm here with my very smart student. Es muy lista. My smart student, and her name is Esther. Hello, Esther. How are you?
Hello, Alberto. How are you?
I'm okay. Okay, no estoy bien ni mal. Okay, I'm okay. No me puedo quejar. All right. Are you ready to practice?
Yes, I am.
Yeah? Okay. Have you been studying? ¿Estás estudiando mucho últimamente?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. All right. Well, today we're going to look at adverbs of frequency. Cosas que hacemos repetidamente. ¿Sabes? Cosas en el presente. Okay, so vamos a empezar usándolo. Porque es muy fácil decir posesivo, pronombre posesivo, pluscuamperfecto. Pero a la hora de hablar, realmente estás pensando, ahora estoy hablando en pluscuamperfecto. Pues no. Entonces, pero eso es lo que vamos a hacer. Entonces vamos directamente a practicar el presente con adverbios de frecuencia. ¿Ok? Pero eso no importa, olvídate del nombre. Escucha, repite, en voz alta, ya sabes. Vámonos. Ok, here we go. Ask me if I ever work on Sundays.
Have you ever worked on...
No, do you ever? Okay. Si trabajas algunos días. Do you ever? So es presente. Ask me if I ever work on Sundays.
Yes. Do you ever work on Sundays?
Yes, I do. I work on Sundays, okay? Ask me how often I work on Sundays.
How often do you work on Sundays?
I work on Sundays once a month. una vez al mes. I work on Sunday. Okay? Ask me if I usually go to the movie theater at night. Si voy al cine por la noche. Ask me if I usually go to the movie theater at night.
Do you usually go to the movie?
Okay, no, usually. Es casi, escucha, do you usually?
Do you usually go to the movie theater at night?
Yes, I usually go to the movie theater at night. Suelo ir por las noches. Do you usually go to the movie theater at night or during the day?
Yes, I usually go to the movie theater at night.
You usually go to the movie theater at night. Okay. Ask me if I usually go for a walk after work. Trabalenguas aquí. Ask me if I usually go for a walk after work.
Do you usually go
Go for a walk.
Do you usually go for a walk after work?
Okay, una vez más. Es difícil esta, okay?
Do you usually Do you usually?
La U es como, el principio de esta palabra es como you, tú. Usually, you, tú, right?
Do you usually go for a walk after the work?
After work.
After work.
Lo tienes, otra vez más.
Do you usually go?
Usually.
Do you usually go for a walk after work?
Yes. I usually go for a walk after work. Okay? Ask me if I ever wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, a las 5 de la madrugada. Wake up, despertarse. Ask me if I ever wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Have you ever
Do you ever?
Do you-
Presente, estamos en
Yes.
presente, ¿verdad?
Do you ever wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning?
No. I hardly ever, apenas. I hardly ever wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Do you usually wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning?
No, I don't.
Okay, good. That's good news. That's good news. Okay, ask me if my sister usually visits me in the summer.
Does your sister usually visit visit to you
Sin el tú?
visit you in summer?
Okay, one more time y lo tienes.
Does your sister usually visit you in the summer?
No, my sister doesn't visit me in the summer. She doesn't, okay? All right, here's another one, okay? Ask me if I usually visit my sister in the summer.
Do you usually visit your sister in summer?
Yes, I usually visit my sister in the summer or in the summertime, que se puede decir también. Okay, very good, okay. Ask me if I ever do exercise in the mornings.
Do you usually
Or do you ever?
do you
Vamos,
ever
porque hemos usado
Yes.
usually. Vamos a poner ever. Do you ever
do
exercise?
exercise in the morning?
One more time?
Do you ever do exercise in the morning?
One more time, porque casi querías poner el usually con el
Yes.
ever. Te vi. Okay, otra vez.
Do you ever do exercise in the morning?
No, I don't. Usually. I usually don't do exercise in the morning. Ask me if I ever do exercise after work.
Do you usually
Do you ever?
do you
Te estoy
ever
ayudando, te estoy quitando el usually que no te gusta.
do you ever do exercise after work?
Okay, one more time, sin la pausa.
Do you ever do exercise after work?
Yes, I usually do exercise after work. Okay, ask me if I usually run or play tennis.
Do you usually run or play tennis?
I usually run. Okay, ask me how often I play tennis.
How often do you play tennis?
I don't play no puedo hablar. I don't play tennis very often. I don't play tennis very often. Okay, do you ever run in the mornings?
No, I don't usually run in the mornings.
I don't usually run in the mornings. Yeah, it's too difficult. Es demasiado difícil. It's too difficult to run in the mornings. Okay, ask me if I usually go to Santiago Bernabéu Stadium.
Do you usually go to the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium?
Okay, Esther, can you answer? You can tell the viewers the answer to that question. Why don't you answer? Say, Alberto suele ir al Bernabéu. How do you say that?
Yes, Alberto usually goes.
Uy, casi no me pusiste la S de tercera persona. Otra vez, please.
Alberto usually goes to the Bernabéu once a week.
Bueno, casi. Alberto usually goes, tercera persona, to the Bernabéu twice a week. Ask me if my sister ever goes to the Bernabéu with me.
Does your sister ever go to the Bernabéu with you?
No, she doesn't ever go to the Bernabeu with me. She doesn't go with me. No, no va conmigo. Vive en Nueva York. Es difícil. It's very difficult. It's very far, okay? Ask me if I usually teach conditionals.
Do you usually teach conditionals?
Yeah, from time to time. I teach conditionals, de vez en cuando. From time to time, or sometimes. I sometimes teach conditionals, a veces. Hoy no. Today, I'm not teaching conditionals. Tomorrow, ya veremos. Ya veremos. Pero van a tocar, los condicionales. No te escapes. You don't get away from that one. Okay, and the last one, la última, vamos a ver. Ask me if I usually drink coffee in the morning.
Do you usually drink coffee in the morning?
No, I don't usually drink coffee in the morning. Okay, ask me what I usually drink.
What do you usually drink?
Okay, ¿qué sueles beber? ¿Qué bebes normalmente? I usually drink tea every morning. Do you drink coffee in the morning?
No, I don't.
Okay, great. What do you drink in the morning?
I usually drink tea.
Okay, great. We usually drink tea. Los dos, ambos. We both, ambos. We drink tea. We drink tea in the morning. We usually, ¿cómo se dice? Usualmente, normalmente.
Usually.
¿Otra vez?
Usually.
Usually. ¿Otra vez?
Usually.
Usually. Do you study? I hope so. Keep studying. Sigue estudiando y nos vemos. Chao.
Okay, translation list. Agility, spontaneity, grammatical gymnastics. Camera 1. Okay, la película es aburrida. The movie is boring. Or the film is boring. Y si hacemos la contracción, the movie's boring, the film's boring. The movie's boring, the film's boring. Con una B muy dura. Boring. Boring. La B en inglés es más barítono y más B. Okay. Baran. La B castellana es más casi tirando V. Babalu, baba. Okay. Boy. Okay, la película es aburrida. The movie's boring or the film's boring. Esa no es la respuesta correcta. That's not the right answer. That's not the right answer. That's not the right answer. Oh, that isn't the right answer. That's not, that isn't. That's not, that isn't. Two ways to make this contraction. The contraction, that is not. That's not, that isn't. That's not the right answer. That's not the right answer. You're wrong. That's not the right answer. O bien, or that isn't the right answer. Tu respuesta es incorrecta. Your answer is wrong. Sorry. Your answer. La palabra contestación o respuesta se escribe answer. Ahora, por favor, no utilicéis la W, es muda. Answer. Your answer is wrong. Your answer isn't correct. It's wrong. Your answer is wrong. Number 4. La historia es interesante. Vamos, dilo. La historia es interesante. In English. The story's interesting. Hago la contracción. The story's interesting. No digáis the history. History es el orden cronológico de eventos o acontecimientos en el pasado o hasta hoy, inclusive, hasta ayer, digamos. History. Si yo quisiera decir el relato de la historia, the story of history. Ahora, la historia de los relatos would be the history of stories. Vamos a estudiar en la historia de los relatos. The history of stories. Ahora, si yo quisiera contar la historia humana como si fuera un cuento, un relato largo, entonces diría the story of history. Pero aquí, cuando dices la historia es interesante, puede dar dos interpretaciones. La historia con H mayúscula, la historia, el estudio de la historia es interesante. History is interesting. History is interesting. Ahora, la historia, como el cuento, el relato es interesante. The story. The story. En un caso usamos el usamos el artículo determinado, the, y en el otro no. La historia como área de estudio. La historia es interesante. De los romanos, griegos, etc. History is interesting. Ahora, la historia que has contado ayer, o sea, la historia es interesante. The story is interesting. Esta solución es buena. This solution is good. I like it. Es una buena solución. Es una buena solución. It's a good solution. The solution is good. It's a good solution. The solution is good. It's a good solution. Ese profesor es malo, como tantos. Ese profesor es uno más del montón. Ese profesor es malo. That teacher is bad. Si es un profesor de nivel universitario, podremos decir that professor is bad. That teacher is bad. Hago la contracción. That teacher's bad. He's not good. He's bad. He's not good. He's bad. That teacher's bad. Es un mal profesor. He's a bad teacher. He's a bad teacher. This teacher's good. He's a good teacher. That teacher's bad. He's a bad teacher. Ella es una persona muy importante. She's a very... ¿A very qué? She's a very important person. Un VIP. VIP. She's a VIP. She's a very important person. Are you a VIP? Are you a very important person? Am I a VIP? Am I a very important person? Cuando decimos en inglés un VIP, decimos las letras. Él o ella es una VIP. Decimos las letras. A VIP. A VIP. Very important person. Yes, she's a very important person. Su marido es importante también. Her husband. Her husband is important too. Her husband is important as well. Her husband is important too. Él es el presidente de esta compañía. He's the president or the chairman. He's the president of this company. Cuando es una empresa, una sociedad anónima, se dice chairman para el presidente y consejo de administración. Chairman, el hombre de la silla, literalmente. Y si es mujer, chairwoman. Okay? President. He's the president of this company. He's the chairman of this company. Y número 12. Esta es la única, pero la única alternativa. Esta es la única alternativa. This is the only alternative. This is the only option. This is the only possibility. This is the only. Fijaos cómo la lengua mía, mi lengua sale con this y luego the. Y digo the y no the pen, the finger, the cup, the camera, the only. Only empieza por sonido de vocal, only, y the suele adoptar la pronunciación the delante de esos sonidos de vocal. The only. Esta es la única alternativa. This is, Vago en Inglés 4.0, is the only alternative. This is the only alternative. Fijaos en mi lengua. Fijaos bien. This is the only, this, hasta vibra en la cabeza, porque las cuerdas vocales las tengo en acción. This, Zaragoza, Zarzuela, es decir, la Z o la C suave española, y activar al mismo tiempo las cuerdas vocales. El señor Zuazo, no Zuazo, ok, zozobra, zozobra, ok. This is the only alternative. This is the only alternative. Ok. Enseguida vuelvo, porque otro profesor ahora me sigue.
Gracias, Richard. Soy Kyle y estamos aquí con la clase 65. Vamos a repasar la lista de traducción del número 11, esta vez, pero como siempre empezamos con nuestras 5 palabras de vocabulario. ¿Listo? ¿En casa? Potato. Potato. ¿Qué es eso? Potato.
Patata.
Patata. Potato. Potato.
Potato.
Potato.
Potato.
Potato. ¿Y en casa? Potato. Potato. Muy bien. Round. Número 2. Round.
Round.
¿Y cómo se dice eso en español?
Círculo.
Círculo. Round.
Redondo.
Redondo. Round. Como la taza aquí. The table is round. ¿No? Round. Round. Round no vale. Round. D. Con la D. Round. Several. Several. Varios. Several. Several. ¿Xavi?
Several.
Several. Muy bien. 2 sílabas. Several. Several, no. Several. Several. Con la V, como un F vocalizado. Several. 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 Varios. There are several pencils on the table. Several. Shoes. Shoes. Shoes.
Zapatillas.
Bueno, zapatos.
Zapatos.
Shoes. Shoes. En casa, shoes. Zapatos. Shoes. Shoes.
Shoes.
Shoes.
Shoes.
Y al final, soft. Soft. ¿Qué es eso?
Soft is suave.
Suave. Soft. Soft. Suave. Soft, ¿no? Soft. En casa, soft. Soft. Muy bien. Pues vamos a la lista de traducción número 11 que tienes en casa en tu libro. Sigues siempre en casa con el libro, tapa el inglés y sigue conmigo, escuchando. La película es aburrida. En inglés, en casa, la película es aburrida. ¿Cómo se dice eso?
The movie is boring.
The movie is boring. The movie también se puede decir film. The film is boring. The movie is boring. Boring. It's boring. I'm bored because it's boring. The movie is boring. ¿Ok? Número 2. Esa no es la respuesta correcta. Xavi?
That's not the right answer.
That's not, siempre con contracción, muy bien. That's not, también se puede decir that isn't. That isn't the right answer. That's not the right answer. That isn't the right answer. Una vez más.
That isn't the right answer.
Muy bien. That's the right answer. Muy bien. Lo has dicho bien. Tu respuesta es incorrecta.
Your answer is wrong.
Your answer is wrong. Wrong.
Wrong.
Your answer is wrong. Una vez más.
Your answer is wrong.
Your answer is wrong. ¿Y en casa? Wrong. Your answer is wrong. Okay. Número 4. La historia, eso es verdad, la historia es interesante. La historia es interesante. Xavi?
The history or the story?
Well, podemos decir the story. The story?
The story is interesting.
The story is interesting. Interesting. The story is interesting. It is. It's interesting. The story is interesting. En voz alta en casa. Muy bien. Yo creo que hablan bien en casa, ¿eh?
Sí, yo los oigo.
Y Pedro en Badajoz. The story is interesting. Y María, ¿dónde está María? Hay muchas Marías.
María está en Alicante.
María en Alicante, en voz alta. The story is interesting. ¿Ok? Ahora, número 5. Esta solución es buena. Esta solución es buena. Xavi?
This solution is good.
This solution is good. This, con la lengua sacada. This. This solution is good. Good. Repeat.
This solution is good.
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 This solution is good. Muy bien. Es una buena solución, Xavi. Es una buena solución.
It's a good solution.
It's a good solution. This solution is good. It's a good solution. It's a good solution. En casa, it's a good solution. It's a good solution. Con la contracción siempre y en voz alta. Una vez más. It's a good solution. Muy bien. Número 7. Ese profesor es malo. Ese profesor. Este no. Ese profesor es malo, Xavi.
That teacher is bad.
That teacher is bad. That teacher. That teacher is bad. En voz alta, bad. That teacher is bad. Es un mal profesor.
He's a bad teacher.
He's a bad teacher. He's a bad teacher. En casa, he's a bad teacher. He's a bad teacher. Número 9. Ella es una persona muy importante. Ella.
She's a very important person.
She's a very important person. ¿Otra vez?
She's a very important person.
She's a very important person. She's a very important person. Muy bien. She's a very important person. Ahora en casa, número 10. Su marido es importante también. Su marido es importante también. En voz alta. Su marido. Her husband is important too. Her husband is important too. Husband. Xavi?
Her husband is important too.
Too. También, too. Her husband is important too. Muy bien. Número 11. En casa. Él es el presidente de esta compañía. En casa. Él es el presidente de esta compañía. En casa. En voz alta. Pedro. Felipe. He's the president of the company. He's con la contracción otra vez. Xavi?
He's the president of the company.
Of the company. Da no vale. The. Saca la lengua. The company.
The company.
He's the president of the company.
He's the president of the company.
He's the president of the company. He's the president of the company. 12. Por fin, número 12. Esta es la única alternativa. Esta es la única alternativa. En casa, esta es la única alternativa. ¿Cuál es la respuesta?
That's the only alternative.
Well, esta.
Okay. This is the only alternative.
This is the only alternative. This is the only alternative. En voz alta, this is the only alternative. Muy bien, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Y ahora os dejo con Richard. Hasta luego.
Okay, por fin. Class number 65. No sé si se ve, pero dice 65. Hemos terminado el primer trimestre de clases. A nivel básico, para el nivel básico principiante básico, hasta intermedio bajo, vamos a dar 195 clases. Luego intermedio, otros 195. Y avanzado, otros 195. 585 en total, no más. Pero en fin, mucho trabajo por delante, pero hemos dado un paso de gigante en mi opinión. Entonces, chapeau. Ok, my hat is off to you. Brindemos. Muy bien hecho hasta ahora. Muchas gracias por seguir, muchas gracias por confiar en nosotros y por trabajar. See you tomorrow.